But if you close your eyes.
Hello and welcome to Mr. Stroud's Sociology and Psychology Surgery. Today's going to be a Sociology one for Year 9 up to Year 11 who are doing GCSE Sociology. Let's start with Psychology Fact of the Week. And for you guys there are more than 400 phobias recognised by psychologists. 400 phobias. Is that spiders?
Do they smell fear? Does he know that I'm afraid?
Clowns. Chocolate bars. Swimming pools. I don't know. Loads of different phobias, okay? Phobias are really interesting, actually, where they come from. If you do want to know more about that, then come see me and I'll give you some stuff for that. Okay. So today, what we're going to look at is a 12-mark question. We're going to go through the structure of it, introduce the dead fish. Now, some of you might know about the dead fish, some of you might not. This is just me describing how I would structure a 12-mark question. Okay, we're also going to have some revision tips, the top 5 revision tips that I think will really help you when you are revising, especially for those Year 11s. Okay, and we're going to have, obviously, competition and meme of the week, so stick around.
Yes.
Okay, so here is our question that we're going to focus on today. Discuss how far sociologists would agree that school-based factors are the main cause of differences in the educational achievement of different social groups. Okay, now remember, in a discuss 12-mark question, you have discuss, which is describe, explain, give some examples, and most importantly, points for and against. Okay, on the extra bit of that, we've got the how far. Now, the how far section can get you from 7 marks straight up to 12 marks, so it's a very important point. Now, in the how far, you need to make a reasoned conclusion, for or against. Which one are you going for? Are you saying that school-based factors are the main cause, or are something else? Now, I think this is the best way to do it. I didn't recreate it, but I think it's a really good resource. The dead fish. Now, your introduction is the head. Okay? Your both sides of the argument are the 2 sets of bones on either side of a dead fish, okay? And you've got the spine, which links it all together. We then have the conclusion. All right, we're going to go through each one of these individually. So you start with the introduction. Now, the question was talking about school-based factors in educational achievement. So the first thing you should do is describe key terms. I would say the most important key term here is educational achievement. So I've written, educational achievement refers to the extent to which a student has achieved their educational targets. After this, use the question to create a starter sentence, right? So I've said, some sociologists would suggest that school-based factors are the main causes of differences in educational achievement. You've got a pretty solid introduction there, okay? Then we move on to the ribs. Now, the ribs are very important. Without this, as I said, you can't get more than 7 marks. You need both sides of the argument. Okay, so let's start with school-based factors. Have a think what school-based factors could affect someone's achievement. You have 10 seconds to give me as many school-based factors as you can. Are you ready? Go. Okay, so I've given you some time. Hopefully you came up with stuff like labelling and self-fulfilling prophecy, the idea that if a teacher believes you to be a high achiever, they're more likely to put more effort into you, okay, and also you as a student will use that and achieve. Or, as we already know, the opposite of that is true as well. You could also talk about setting and streaming, so the idea that students are put into different categories, different sets, based on their ability. Okay, and you can also talk about pupil subcultures, and the idea that you have the anti-school subculture, which are students who don't really see the benefits of school when they have their own norms and values. Okay, there's some good ideas there. Right, have a think of some other factors that might affect it. Again, you have 10 seconds to give me as many non-school factors as you can. Here we go. Go. Okay, I got material deprivation, so the idea that students may not have as much money as someone else, which means they can't afford stuff like laptops, their own place to work, okay, extra resources, e.g. a tutor. Okay, you've also got cultural deprivation. If a student hasn't gone to museums or gone to art galleries, and then you go to an art lesson and they're talking about a certain person, they might not be able to relate as much as someone who went to see those paintings in a museum. Okay, and we also have gender factors, the idea that children are brought up differently based on their gender, e.g. that women are more likely to be read to, boys are usually more likely to be played sport with. So that will affect certain subjects like English. Okay. Right, so the spine is really important. Okay, the spine is there to make sure that at the end of every paragraph you link it back to the essay question. It's going to keep your essay very focused. So for example, on the left here, I've written, this suggests that school-based factors have more of an effect in educational achievement. If you write a sentence like that after every paragraph, you're in for a winner. Okay, and then the big one, the conclusion. Your conclusion needs to address directly the how far part. Remember, you can't get more than 7 marks if you don't do this. You choose which side you want to go for. So I've chosen, in conclusion, sociologists would agree that school-based factors are the most important influences on educational achievement. Okay, that's a strong sentence that's telling you, or telling the examiner, exactly what you think. Now remember to sum it up, like a mini essay at the end, to show your reasons why. Okay, now for the top marks, the perspectives. Okay, I want you to have a think about the perspectives. Again, you have 10 seconds to describe to me one of the perspectives and what they would think about this question. Okay, I'll give you a hint, Marxism is probably the easiest. Go. Okay, now I've chosen Marxism. Like I said, it's quite easy to do this. To get the 12 marks, perspectives needs to be in there. So here's my example. Marxists would say that cultural deprivation / cultural capital allow the elite, the bourgeoisie, to be educated in better educational institutes compared to the lower class. This would affect the achievement of these lower class students as they would not have access to better resources. Alright, something like that. You can pause the video, have a look, maybe copy it down if you need to. Okay, those sort of things are going to get you those big marks. Okay, that's my 12 mark question breakdown. Again, if you need any more help with that, come see me in GO8A and I can help you out with anything else.
But if you close your eyes.
Welcome to the top 5 revision tips by Mr. Stroud. Okay, so you know exams are coming up, and if you do sociology, year 11, you know that they're only a few months away. Okay, so now I want to give you some revision tips that will help you, not just in sociology, but in all subjects, okay? Start now. The earlier, the better. Essentially, if you leave it to the last minute, psychology would suggest that your brain can't consolidate that information into your brain. Okay, the earlier you start to revise, the much easier it will be for you. Okay. 4. Take regular breaks. Don't burn yourself out. Essentially, every 45 minutes, take a break, watch a YouTube video, maybe mine. Okay, just do anything else. Get away from it, because essentially your brain can only really concentrate for a certain amount of time. And if you try and force it, it will be worse for you. The humble post-it note. Okay, now I'll put this in one of our hashtag 1GradeMores, but there is the idea that if you put a post-it note with a keyword and maybe the definition at the back, stick it on your wall at home. Alright, maybe don't go this far, but really this will help you. Okay, I did it when I was at school and it really helped me out, so give it a go. Condensing. There is no point just reading your whole book. Okay, read your book, make notes, and every time you make notes, get smaller and smaller notes, to the point where there's just a few key words. But those key words, because you've been revising, will bring back loads of memories. Teamwork. You've got friends in the class all doing the same thing. Okay, work together. Work about how each of you do well revision-wise. Maybe the strengths of one person might be the weakness of another. So, working together will stop any problems happening. Okay, so teamwork is key.
But if you close your eyes.
Okay, competition time. Now I'm going to give you a definition of a sociological key word. You wouldn't have learnt this yet, any of the years, so you'll have to go and find it on the internet or in sociology books. Okay, so the definition is when a society breaks down or loses its traditional norms and values. When a society breaks down or loses its traditional norms and values. Okay, now a guy called Durkheim talked about this. This might give you a little bit of help when you're trying to find him. So Durkheim, and he talked about this key word. So, first person to come see me in GO88 and give me the answer will receive a prize. Good luck.
But if you close your eyes.
Okay, so because this is my first sociology video, the meme of the week is going to be by me. Okay, it's a little play on the canalization gender stereotype, so I hope you enjoy it. And please, if you do have a sociological meme, or you find one that you think is really funny, come show me and I'll put it into my next video. Okay, have a good day, and I'll see you next time. See you later.
But if you close your eyes.